Today we will discuss in zoology a new chapter, molecular genetics. In that, the gene as the functional unit of inheritance. First, molecular genetics. So, molecules like adenine bases, that is nitrogen bases. In nitrogen bases is nothing but adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and in it is seen in the DNA. And in RNA, the same nitrogen bases adenine, guanine, cytosine instead of thymine, uracil is seen. So the molecules and the phosphate bond and the pentose sugar. In DNA it is deoxyribose sugar. In RNA it is ribose sugar. Okay. So the molecules are seen in the genetic material like DNA and RNA. So that we going to see in this lesson. Okay, molecular genetics. And that first topic is gene as the functional unit of inheritance. How these genes are playing an important role in transferring the characters from one generation to another generation. So how it is taking place, that we are going to see in this chapter. So first, the gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. So in physics, the unit of force is Newton. Like that, in genetics, the basic unit and the functional unit. So the base itself gene and the functional unit that is going to function, going to transmit the characters, that is also gene. So we can combinedly say it as gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. So the concept of gene, so there are genes in the human genetic material. So that concept was given by Mendel, Gregor John Mendel in 1860s. During his time, he didn't use the word gene. So he called the gene as factors. In 1909, so after his demise only, Danish biologist Wilhelm Johansen coined the term gene. Okay, so that according to him, discrete determinants of inherited characteristics, that is the characters from one generation to another generation is transmitted through gene. So this was given by Wilhelm Johansen. They may ask in 1 mark and it is also your neat question also. So gene is the basic physical and functional unit of heredity. Who given the gene concept? Mendel in 1860. But he didn't use the term gene. He used the term factors. Okay. And who had coined the term gene? Wilhelm Johansen. Or it is difficult to remember. Please remember Johansen. So Johansen or Johnson. Okay. According to your pronunciation, you can remember it, Johansen or Johnson. So think about the Johnson's baby soap. So there you can remember it as Johnson, who coined the term gene. In which year? 1909. According to him, it is the material, that is the determines, that is the gene determines the characters. So discrete, the special characters is transmitted through a tiny particles, that is called genes. So according to the classical concept of gene introduced by Sutton, we have discussed this chromosomal basis of inheritance in your botany. In your botany chapter 4, okay, sorry, chapter 3 in your botany lesson, you have studied about the chromosomal basis of inheritance. There also we had seen this Sutton name. So according to him, what it is a gene? So the gene is a discrete particles, as Johansen said, discrete particles, and they follow the Sutton and Boveri, they both only had given the chromosomal basis of inheritance, and Sutton follow the Mendelian rules of inheritance. So he followed the Mendelian rules that characters, the factors are transmitted from one generation to another generation. This concept was given by Mendel, and they also follow, that is Sutton also follow this Mendelian rules only. Sutton, not only Sutton, we also following the same rules. The Sutton and Boveri, another person who had defined the chromosomal basis of inheritance, that is chromosomal theory of inheritance. So it is the famous theory, and we have discussed it in our Botany chapter 3. And that is, the genes are located on the specific locus, specific point, that is called locus in the chromosomes. So they are expressing the physical character. So classical concept is Sutton in 1902. The genes are discrete particles. So they are the special particles. They transmit the characters from one generation to another generation, and they are present on the same locus of the chromosome, a particular locus of the chromosome, and the genes are responsible for expressing of the characters, and Sutton follow the Mendelian rules of inheritance. Next, the properties. So the properties of the gene. So we are talking about the gene is the functional unit of hereditary. So we must know the properties of the gene. So I had discussed about this. The genes are arranged on the chromosome in a line order. So in a line order they are arranged. So how you are standing for your assembly in the prayer, like that they are standing one by one in the chromosomes. And each gene occupies a specific position. So each gene on the chromosome so for example, you are a plus 2 student. Your name was in the attendance as per the alphabetical order, and you know which number you are coming. You are in the second, or you are in the 7th place, or you are in the 9th place. Okay, so but you have a place in the attendance because you are a plus 2 student. You are roll number. So like that, the gene have a place on the chromosome. So that is called locus. And genes may exist in several alternative forms. So the genes can change. That is, they can have so many alternate forms. The genes have alternate forms. That is called alleles. So we have discussed about ABO blood groups. IO, IA, IB, like that. So several forms of genes are there. That is called alleles. And the genes undergo sudden change. So the sudden change is called what? Mutation. This we discussed in the previous class in botany. So sudden change in the genetic material causes mutation. Due to the mutation only, the evolution will evolve. That is, the disease or the harm one or beneficial one. So the disease will appear like that. The coronavirus has appeared now, no? Or a new organism can appear. So both harmful and beneficial are there in the mutation. That where it takes place, the mutation takes place in the genes, and due to the sudden change in the environment, or we are inducing the genes to change. Okay. So the genes are capable of self-duplication, producing their own copies. So the genes can replicate, multiply. Duplication means doubling. Okay, doubling or multiply or replicating. So all the meanings are same only. So to produce the own copies, Because of the own copies only, the genes are transmitting to the next generation, to the next offspring, from one generation to the another generation. So properties, first point is line order, single line order. Second is the locus, location. Third is the alleles, alternative forms. And fourth is the sudden change, that is mutation. And fifth is the duplication to produce own copies. So these are the properties. If they ask in 5 marks, you can write, and it is one easy one also. And one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. So the experiment of the experiment of George Beetle and Edward Tatum in the early 1940s on Neurospora crassa, the red blood mold, and lead them to propose one gene, one enzyme hypothesis, which states one gene controls the production of one enzyme. So, what happened means Beadle and Tatum. So, remember Beadle and Tatum. No need to remember the George and Edward. Okay, the famous Beadle and Tatum hypothesis only they will say. So, Beadle and Tatum had done an experiment in Neurospora. The common name is red mold. Red mold. It is a fungus. So, the Neurospora is a fungus. Okay. And based on what they had done one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. That is the work done by Beadle and Tatum. So what they say means one gene can produce one enzyme. Okay, one gene can produce one enzyme. And this is the concept, one gene, one enzyme concept was given by them. But now the concept is changed, the hypothesis is changed as one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis. So, an enzyme, the enzyme is made up of more than one polypeptide chain. So, I will read it and after I will explain it. It was observed that an enzyme may be composed of more than one polypeptide chain and a gene can code for only one polypeptide chain. So, thus, one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis states that one gene controls the production of only one polypeptide chain of an enzyme molecule. So, first Beadle and Tatum, they said one gene, one enzyme hypothesis. One gene produces one enzyme. So, according to them. But after that, now they do the work on one gene, one enzyme. That time, one enzyme contains so many polypeptides. So, they change it. One gene can produce one polypeptide chain only. Okay, that also what it states means one gene can produce one polypeptide chain of an enzyme. So, the enzyme contains so many polypeptide chain. So, one gene can produce one polypeptide chain. So, now you understand between the one gene, one enzyme hypothesis and one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis. Both are same only. So, the first topic was given by Beadle and Tatum. According to that time, they said one gene produces one enzyme. But now after them, they do, again the work is done. One gene, one enzyme, that is one in an enzyme. So many polypeptide chains are there. That is, the enzyme is made up of proteins. So proteins are made up of peptide bonds. So many peptide bonds. That is called as polypeptide chain. Okay. So that means how the enzyme, so that is one gene can produce one enzyme. So they change the topic as one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis. Okay. It controls, that is, one gene controls one polypeptide chain of an enzyme. Okay. And they may ask in 1 mark. Okay. 1 mark in your NEET exam. Who proposed one gene, one enzyme hypothesis, Beadle and Tatum, and state, they may ask this, state one gene, one polypeptide hypothesis in your 2 mark or 3 mark question. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.